I know this review is late, but I really wanted to talk about this movie because, as you know, if you follow me, I did a video for my most anticipated movies of 2015, and this movie was on the list. So I saw the movie, so now let's talk about it. So Tomorrowland is a new live-action Disney film directed by Bradford. And most of us know Bradford. He has given us such classics as The Iron Giant, Ratatouille, The Incredibles, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. And this movie is also based on a park within Disney World, specifically within the Magic Kingdom. Now, Disney is no stranger to making movies based on their rides or parks. Like, we've had some good ones, we've had some not so good ones. Now, where does Tomorrowland fall into? I say it is the good one. Now, I thought that they've done a good job of keeping this movie under wraps and not revealing too much of the plot within the marketing of this film. And I think it's good that they did that because there are a lot of plot details within the movie that really should not be spoiled and left to the imagination of the viewer and be in awe when they finally see the film. But the basic plot of the movie is the main hero, played by Britt Robertson. She finds a pin that transports her to Tomorrowland, and this little girl, played by Raffi Cassidy, takes her to George Clooney, who knows how to get to Tomorrowland, and figure out what the place is and why do they need her help. And ultimately, this movie is a sci-fi adventure that takes her from point A to point B to point C to point D and so on. Now again, this movie is one of my most anticipated of the year, and now finally seeing it, I find myself enjoying this film. Now again, I'm not going to spoil the movie, and I'm just going to say the build-up within the film and their journey to get to Tomorrowland was really entertaining. And that credit goes to Brad Bird, who is a fine director. He has created some of the best animated films of all time, but he has also continues to impress as a live-action director with movies like Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, and now Tomorrowland. And you can find some of his visual styles within the film, and he is a great at creating worlds that just suck you in and keeps you intrigued. Now, as far as the cast, George Clooney in this movie was really fantastic. When I first heard about him in this movie and he's playing some grumpy old man, I was like, really? Come on, y'all. This is George Clooney we're talking about. This is Danny Ocean. How the hell are you going to make George Clooney into some grumpy old man? But luckily, they made it work and it was convincing. And you can definitely tell that he really was giving it his all in this movie and he wasn't just phoning it in for a paycheck. Britt Robertson in this movie, I am just now knowing about her, and I just recently know about some of the movies she's been in, like Ask Me Anything. I recently watched that on Netflix. She was good in that. She's one of the more recent movies that came out in April, The Longest Ride. I did not see that movie, and I heard that she's also in the movie Kick. I have yet to see that movie, but her in this movie, I really liked her in this movie, and this whole movie was on her shoulders because she is the main character, and she played off well with George Clooney, and the two of them have great chemistry. And I'd say Britt Robertson, she has a great future ahead of her, and I can't wait to see what she does next. Raffi Cassidy plays Athena, and she's a little girl. She's really great in this film, and I thought she gave the performance beyond her years, and if she keeps this up, she has a big career ahead of her as well. It's hard to have child actors in a movie and make them work, but she definitely worked within this film. I guess the biggest strength within this film is that the plot reveals as it goes, and they just feed you little breadcrumbs as the plot is revealed. But I also guess that the biggest flaw within this movie is the third act, because the journey leading up was so good that the third act gets a little preachy. And the reveal of the villain is not that compelling, and his motives are a little cliche, and even the climax of this movie is not as exciting. Well, I wouldn't even not as exciting, it wasn't as fulfilling. I did feel that it wasn't a complete left turn for the movie, because at least for the third act, it made sense with the first and second half of the movie. In conclusion, I really enjoyed Tomorrowland. The cast was great, the direction was great, the visual effects was great, the scope of the movie was great, the journey getting to Tomorrowland was exciting. Was the end result, getting through the journey, satisfying? Not entirely, but the journey getting there was so good that the payoff does, to a certain degree, feel fulfilling. But I still contend that this is one of the most original movies I've seen all year. So I'm going to give Tomorrowland a B+, for I would buy it on Blu-ray. Quick side note, somebody from this website called Movie Pilot contacted me and asked me to join their website as a creator. And pretty much the best way I can describe it, it is Tumblr but for movie fans. And you can make your own post about anything movie related in the form of a video, audio, or written, however you want to do it. I'm on that website, check it out, and if you like it, make your own profile on there. And if you want to go even further, follow me on Movie Pilot. The link is in the description below. That's it for the day. You like what you see? Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my other channel. The links are in the description below. And be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. Peace.